Welcome to Lesson 75, Parallelograms. Parallelograms are a specific type of quadrilateral, that's a four-sided shape, and they have two pairs of parallel sides. Now remember that parallel lines or parallel sides are two lines that go side by side, they can go in any direction, but they never touch and they're always the same distance apart. So parallel lines might look like this. Okay? Now if I were to put two more parallel lines on the top and the bottom, connecting those, I would form a parallelogram. Now I know it's not the best drawing, but those lines are generally parallel one way, parallel the other way. And it's a four-sided shape. Now this parallelogram happens to have 90-degree corners. A parallelogram with 90-degree corners is a rectangle, a specific type of parallelogram. And a parallelogram is a specific type of quadrilateral. I know, it's confusing. If I were to have maybe push that, someone comes along the side and tries to tip that parallelogram over, that rectangle over, maybe it would look like this. Now I'd still have two pairs of parallel sides. So these sides are going parallel, and these sides are going parallel, but I no longer have 90-degree corners. Okay? So that's the difference between a parallelogram and a rectangle. Okay? Rectangle is a specific type of parallelogram, but not all parallelograms are rectangles because they don't always have 90-degree corners. Now, what about the area and the sides of parallelograms? Now, opposite sides always match. So let's say this is a 5 and a 10. Well, the area of any four-sided parallelogram is base times height. So 5 times 10 is 50. The area is 50. And we don't know what kind of units I'm using, so you might just put square units. If it was centimeters, you put centimeters squared. Now, this one is going to be a little tricky. Let's say it is 5 by 10. Okay? But the area is base times height, not side times side. Here's what I mean. This is a yardstick. And if I were to say how tall is it, you would say it is 36 inches tall, right? 36 inches. But if I were to tilt this and say how high is it from the ground to the yardstick, it's not 36 inches anymore. If I go all straight up, it's 36 inches. But as I get closer to the ground, it's not 36 inches from the ground anymore. Its height is no longer 36 inches. This tilted rectangle is not 10 units from the ground. It's in fact maybe a little shorter. Let's say it's 9. So now the base times height formula is not 5 times 10, it's 5 times 9. So that is the trick with base times height for area. Always look for the height of the object, not just the side of the object, especially when the object is tilted. One of the questions in your homework tonight says, what's the difference between a parallelogram and a rectangle? We discussed that, right? The 90-degree corners. But another one says, find the area of a parallelogram with a base of 12 and a height of 6. Well, I don't know if the side is 6 or the actual height. Well, the height actually is 6. We know that. But this question, you don't even have to worry about the drawing. It gives you base and height. Formula for area, base times height. The base is 12, height is 6. 12 times 6, 72. That's your area. And it doesn't have if it's inches or anything, so you just write 72 units squared, or square units. All right, if you have questions about parallelograms and their properties, then come talk to me. I'd be glad to help. Thanks.